I'm sorry, guys, for the ones that are listening or watching this podcast. This one is going to be all over the place for sure. I have a conspiracy theory. You ready? I love you guys, by the way. So don't. This isn't me trying you guys or anything like this. Okay. I love you. And I'm worried about. I'm extra worried about you right now. So I was watching some stuff about 5G.
In a world where truth lies between shadows and light, where anchors hold you down and eagles dare to rise above, we dive into the untold stories that shape us all. Sit tight, listen close. This is Anchors and Eagles with your hosts, Adam Facenda and Jeronimo Gomez. The views and discussions in this podcast are for entertainment purposes only.
All right, let's get this party started. This is Anchors and Eagles. I'm Adam Facenda.
I'm Jeronimo Gomez.
And our producer is here with us. Can you say hello?
I'm Jolie Lindholm. How you doing?
Hello, guys. What's up? How's your day?
Good. Still here.
Yeah.
Still kicking.
We made it another week.
We did. Another week. What big scandals have we stumbled upon this week, huh? This past week?
I mean, there's so much just going on. It's the greatest distraction of the year so far. I mean, you were bombarded last week while we were interviewing Jamie Bissonnette, and there has been so much that's happened in the past 2 weeks. It's insane.
Yep.
It really is insane.
It's crazy.
Where do we begin? Where would you like to begin?
Well, the main thing is probably the Epstein stuff, right? That's probably the biggest piece of news that we've had this week. I think all the craziness and the.
Is it though, or is the Epstein the distraction for the Clintons?
I don't know. I mean, it's just. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in there, and to blame only. I mean, I'm sure it's way more than the Clintons. Obviously, they're the most.
No. What I'm saying is, the Clintons were supposed to take the stand this past week.
Oh yeah.
And we've been overshadowing everything with absolutely everything we possibly can. Whether it's an Epstein file with your favorite rapper is possibly on it, or with your favorite rapper or your. One of your favorite actors or the God himself, Gates, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's just so much going on. And when it got too hot, we decided to throw the NFL in there, the Super Bowl, and make that political, racial as well. I thought that was brilliant. So, I mean, what's the distraction for each distraction? There's just so much going on.
Yeah. I mean, I think the main underlying thing right now is us about to go into Iran, which is probably definitely on the table. And I think that's kind of like the main thing that all of this stuff is distracting from.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I sent Jolie something earlier, I think 2 weeks ago. What is his name from China, the leader of China?
Yeah. I can't remember his name. I don't want to
sound like a racist asshole. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to butcher it.
I mean, we should put some respect on the man's name,
Yeah.
He's running the largest communist country known right now.
You're talking about Xi Jinping?
Xi Jinping? Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that sound racist? Like I have to. I don't know how else to say it. I'm a big piece of poop.
Maybe less emphasis on the Jinping.
Jinping?
Yeah, I think that's
Xi Jinping.
Yeah.
Is his name Champagne? What do they say? What's his name? Anyway, I sent something to
Xi Jinping.
Xi
Jinping.
Is it Xi or Z?
If you say Xi Jinping, it sounds less. Xi
Jinping sounds racist as hell too. I don't care how I say.
It's like just to don't emphasize the Jinping. Then
let's try it again. Well, anyway, the leader of China supposedly had a stroke, and we're just not talking about that either. Were you able to dig any further into that, Jolie?
The things that I found said that was like an old claim or something.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's true. It's unverified.
I mean, I'm sure if that was the case, it would have been all over the news because we're always looking for the best chance to talk shit about somebody or,
right. Well, to show anything kind of unstable right now makes you look better, right? So it's kind of like the deflecting of when you argue with somebody and they deflect and they say, yeah, but look at John. He did this the other day at work, and you're not pointing at him about something. Or, I mean, you guys have been together for a very long time, so you probably didn't date many psychopaths, but a lot of women deflect and do the same thing where they're like, oh, well, you did this. And it's like, when did I do that? A million years ago. But I feel like that's what we do, right? So we're screwing up or we screwed something up. When I say we, I would say our nation or the leaders. And then we're like, hey, look at China, though. Look at Iran. Look at, it's like a finger pointing contest right now.
Yep.
And what's weird is we also haven't heard any big moves from them since he's allegedly cleaned out his whole military staff of like something like 2,000 generals or something like that because they were in fear of a coup. That's insane. But we're not talking about that. But hey, we're going to release all these files, which I heard today, Jolie sent me something. The latest Sean Ryan episode. I forget the gentleman's name. What was his name, Jolie?
It's Rokana. Yeah, Rokana.
We all should just start talking with an accent, so that way any words we mess up, they'll be totally okay. What was his name again?
Rokana.
Roshana? Is that his name?
Rosanna Dana.
It's Rosanna Dana is what his name was. Well, anyway, that gentleman came out today. I would say maybe it wasn't today because when I saw it, it was probably around 12 o'clock and it said it was 16 hours. So maybe it was the day before. He came out and said that they were hoping to see what was redacted. There's 6 male names that they don't understand were redacted. And they felt that there should have been more stuff that they could have seen to see what was redacted to check what was released. So it was just odd that Sean Ryan had him on and that same day he comes out and says all that stuff, because, they're recording a few days prior to whatever they release anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did lead to say that one of the people is higher up in status in some country, I believe. Some countryman. I don't know if that was a president or whatever, but we could probably assume that it's from the royal family because that's kind of known already. Mm-hmm. And then the other one was a really well-known not businessman. I forget the other guy. He was leading on that these two people have some sort of power or some sort of leverage in banking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty intense. And then I tried to share, have you guys seen the pictures of the bum Epstein going around?
Yeah. Did he still alive?
Yes.
Or something? I mean, dude, I wouldn't put it, I would
and
not.
He's alive in Israel.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if that was.
So at first I was like, what a coincidence. So then I'm scrolling through X and I come across the picture of Epstein because they're releasing a bunch of photos of Epstein at all different stages in life. There's one where he has kind of mediocre long hair, same color as that bum guy. And then another one with him with a beard. So, I'm sorry, Geronimo, I'm going to put you on blast. I've never seen you with a beard. I don't even know if you can grow a beard.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to have one.
Yeah. But once you grow a beard, like you don't know what you look like underneath, right? But the same thing is you don't know what you look like with a full beard if you don't have one. So I was like, man, well, I don't know. It could be any guy, Jewish guy, like with that build. I wish I tried to share it to you guys. I don't know how we could share it on here. I don't know if you can find any of the pictures, but I would think I would have to send it to you. It'd be a whole long thing. And just for podcast sakes, it doesn't matter anyway. But what I found was even the color in his mustache and beard are similar to that gentleman. Mm-hmm. The nose, that was the hard part. Like everyone identifies by a nose, right? Like I think we can all remember going through COVID and everyone wearing a mask. And you'd be like, oh man, that person has really pretty eyes. And then they would take their mask off for a second and it'd be like, what was the cartoon Popeye or one of them where like the lady turns around and she's like, she's got crazy teeth, So like just seeing this guy's nose without a beard or a mustache was really hard for me. But then when I saw some older photos of him, I mean, it looks too much like him, guys. It looks just too much like him.
Also in the age of AI, though, it's very, you don't know what to believe. Obviously, it's like,
I understand that, but it's multiple angles of the same guy with the same different lighting, same bodyguards too. Like, why are you walking around with some severe bodyguards?
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They just shuffled him off somewhere. I mean, that's.
But have you guys seen the photos that they released of him after he died?
Again, that could all be just.
Did you see those?
I mean, that could all be. It could be a makeup. It could be a puppet. It could be.
Totally.
There's a lot you can do with special. With
I mean, let's be honest.
I was
aesthetics and stuff.
Yeah, I was actually shocked that they released those so easily.
Well, I'm sure they released and be like, "See here, he is really dead. Here's his body."
Wait a minute, just because he's not breathing and it's still a photo, it means he's dead?
Not necessarily.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? You can just put makeup on the dude.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, take the life out of him. Like, oh yeah, okay, don't move, don't breathe. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's still Frank.
Yeah,
never know.
And this the like the tech that's out there. I was watching this one interview with this general AI guy. The guy who was working on Google AI and stuff. He's like the stuff that we have internally is years of advanced of the stuff that we have publicly. So just imagine what they have. With AI, imagery and manipulation, all the stuff they have at their disposal internally than what's been let out. So who knows what kind of government, subcontractors doing some weird, stuff to fool the public.
Let's be honest. Like, we've been dealing with CGI for how long? 20-something years?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't think that was already produced from AI as well? You don't think that was the first format that they started working with? Some sort of artificial intelligence with.
Well, I remember years ago there was a Bin Laden speaking. There was a video of Bin Laden in some like cave or whatever before they caught him. And it wasn't like people were examining. It's like there's something weird about this video. It's not. It doesn't look like him, but they say that it's him. I mean, that's what was going on even back then.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? When you bring him up, how do you feel about how they captured him?
Oh man, there's a lot of weird stuff about 9/11. How the whole family was ushered away the day of 9/11, put on a plane and sent away. That's like why. There's just a lot of. I mean, shit. I mean, 9/11 for me was a total internal thing. I don't think that.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the 9/11 thing. I'm talking about when they caught him.
Oh,
killed him. And there was nothing.
They just
other
dumped the
than,
body in the ocean.
Yeah, because his religion. We cared so much about his religion. We killed him. You know what I mean? Like, and then to find that he was a CIA operative at one point.
Oh yeah, CIA asset. Yeah.
Like, is he dead, or is there just like an island with all these guys on it?
Yeah.
But then again, usually it's like, why not kill him? You know what I mean? Let's just seal a possible.
I understand why not kill him.
Get rid of him.
But the thing is at least with what was it? Saddam Hussein, they showed footage. They showed him being hung and everything.
Yeah.
But you have so much respect for the guy that destroyed us, or New York with bringing down the towers. He was the big brain behind it. Like, we have so much respect for him because why? It made no sense.
It
also heard other things that he had died way before prior to that because he had bad kidneys and stuff like that, and it was time, know.
Well,
so, anyway, back.
It was kind of funny that he's going from cave to cave, with these big dialysis machines and all that. I'm like, come on,
Yeah,
that's not. I don't buy it.
And that's another thing. When SEAL Team 6 went in there was no dialysis machines anywhere. Right?
I don't know.
There was all that blurry footage you got to see, and like it was. I don't know. I'm not saying they didn't kill somebody, and I'm not trying to discredit the SEAL
military,
Team 6.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it seems a bit fishy. And I think in today's day and age, everyone wants receipts. You know what I mean? And I think we're getting to the point where if we don't have receipts, we're not going to believe it. So they need to start bringing receipts with everything that they do.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to. Literally, like everything that we do.
Right. Yeah.
The guy that barely makes any money has to show receipts for everything he does,
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So
gotta file your taxes.
Yeah.
They don't let your government shut down. Shit.
Yeah.
They don't give you a little extra input of cash to keep you going. Nope. Bastards. Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole other subject.
Anyway, so the Epstein thing has been pretty crazy. What do you think's the most wild thing you've heard from the Epstein files? Like, was there anything that really shocked you?
No, there's nothing that really shocked me. I mean, it's a bunch of rich people getting together and there are these groups called the Bilderbergers. There's Bohemian Grove. There's all this stuff that's like been going on forever, for years, and it's just another weird little clique, another weird thing that billionaires from all over the world are bored and they have nothing else to do, so they just want to, do their weird shit. They're not like us. They're not like us. They're different.
They're not like us.
So it doesn't surprise you. Ever seen Eyes Wide Shut?
Goes like that?
It's fucking Eyes Wide Shut, dude. That's what it is.
The thing that tripped me out was the writer for was it Family Guy? Family Guy or The Simpsons? The Simpsons, I think, is on the list. I'm not sure which one it is, but supposedly he's on the list.
Yeah, why are all these people going to this guy's house? Michael Jackson, you got Noam Chomsky, you got
Here's the thing about Michael.
Yeah, I was just reading, or I was just watching something about when Michael Jackson tried to expose Tommy Mottola and tried to tell everyone that he was a creep and that he was, evil, basically. And meanwhile, and then after that is when Michael Jackson was torn down. After that, he tried to expose Tommy Mottola, and Tommy Mottola is all over the files also.
Yeah, here's man. There's so much to talk about. It's like I'm sorry, guys, for the ones that are listening or watching this podcast. This one is going to be all over the place for sure. So the thing that I was watching about him was with Michael Jackson, and now some of the other guys have started to talk up, or maybe they're just finally releasing some of the footage that no one would ever bring up with the was the kid from Home Alone?
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin was talking about that. There's a video out there saying that no, Michael saved me from going to the Epstein island. And then there was something that came out, and then this is allegedly. I didn't want to believe that he was. I mean, for me, Michael Jackson was amazing, and it's been so hard to think that he was a pedophile through all that stuff. You know what I mean? He's the king of pop. I mean, I love that guy. My father used to get mad at me because every time that something came on the radio back then, I would ask if it was Michael Jackson, to the point where he smacked me one time and said, listen, not everything on the radio is Michael Jackson. Because I'd be like, is this Michael Jackson? Is this Michael Jackson? I'm like 9 years old. But he, they're telling the story, and then they're the Neverland Ranch. Right, that's what it was called, Neverland.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, well, that makes a lot more sense why he called it Neverland, because you'll never get these kids. And that made a little sense to me. It was like is that like a little breadcrumb that he was like, is this whole thing, because they're saying that he was trying to save kids from this whole underworld. Because you gotta think about it. Who knows if Michael Jackson was sexually abused as a kid too? And we all know that his father was really, really hard on him, and they used that kid. Who knows? But I would love to. Yeah. I would rather feel that Michael was trying to save kids than touch kids. And who's the other one?
Corey Feldman. He's defended Michael Jackson. Yeah.
He's defended Michael Jackson the whole time, and he's the only one that's ever spoke out about that whole industry touching children. To the fact that the other Corey killed himself and was a drug addict from all that stuff that happened.
Yeah. Because of we had an acquaintance at one point in our lives that worked in the music industry, and he told us, Like he was like he.
Careful what you.
Yeah, I know. He was
release.
very high up, and he told us that the industry's full of all those types of people. He's like, they're all in little boys. He says. He's like, yeah,
Really?
they're all up, and yeah. He was very, very high, very trustworthy, very high up, lots of connections, and he's like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the industry that
People don't know.
And he's like, they're all his word for, I think, very close to what I'm about to is like, they're all in the little boys. They're all in a
Disgusting, man.
disgusting.
I was talking
Yeah.
to my client today about that. There was something that always stuck in my head that my mom had to ask me at one point, and it was when, remember when Adam Walsh, do you remember Adam Walsh when he was
Yeah.
kidnapped?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's a Florida thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I went to the same elementary school as him. And
Wow.
where he was abducted from, we used to go to that mall too. And it wasn't a mall. I think technically it was a mall. It was attached to a mall eventually. But the thing that they were talking about the killer possibly being a pedophile. And I had to ask my mom, like, what does that mean? And I'm like, my sister's alive. So I must have been 7 or 8 years old. And she's like, well, to have to explain that to your child at that age is so, especially we're talking in like the early 80s, must have been so hard for her to bring up. And she's like, well, that's when sometimes bad moms and bad dads touch their children in inappropriate ways. And I've always thought about that conversation because first off, it was so shocking to me, and then for my mom to have to bring that up to me and almost remove some innocence from me at that time must have been so hard. But she's like, like and she asked, she's like, your dad has never touched you in any of those ways. And I was like, my dad? Absolutely not. Like, are you crazy? You know what I mean? And then I've often thought, I'm like, did she think dad was touching me in like weird ways? Like, I never got to ask her about that, of course. But it's just so disgusting that it's been going on for so long. And then there's groups that it's normal. You know what I mean? It's just,
And
like,
that's why I don't. When you get to a certain level in like status and money and power, it's like anything goes. You have the power literally to do anything. I mean, you can get the best lawyers. It's not a free system where if I was convicted of a crime or something like that, I don't have the power and the money and the team of lawyers to, you know what I mean? But these people do. So they win these cases, like the dream teams and all that, lawyers. So yeah, money can buy your freedom, when it comes to the justice system.
Yeah.
These people can get away
Well,
with
especially
anything.
when you're rubbing elbows with all the judges that could put you in jail.
Of course, you're funding campaigns, you're doing this, you're unstoppable at that point. You can do whatever you want. You can bribe people to keep their mouths shut. I mean, again, we had talked about this a few podcasts ago. Like, what wouldn't you do for be set up for the rest of your life? You know what I mean? Like $500,000 for the rest of your life. Just keep your mouth shut. Sign this NDA. I mean, very few people would. I mean, we've seen this with like the Diddy stuff. All these people that worked for him, they just didn't talk.
Yeah.
They just let it happen.
Yeah.
They knew they shit was going on.
If they were grossed out, they just left.
They just left. They didn't tell anybody. They didn't say anything. So could you imagine? I mean, the power of these people. I mean, we're talking about billionaires. People that that are bigger financially than most nations. They can get away with anything, dude. Anything.
That's why I think that sometimes when someone, now I'm not saying has got a flawless record, right? But when someone that isn't part of their norm becomes wealthier than them, like how they get scared and then they turn the media against them. You know what I mean? Like look at Elon Musk. Yeah. Elon Musk is going to be the richest man in the world within the next few months. That AI and Tesla and all that stuff being joined together, they're talking about $1.25 trillion company. So he's literally going to be the most wealthiest, strongest man in the world. And because he's not going along with the liberal norm, which he once was very liberal, they have to tear him down in any way. Now, I'm not saying he's a perfect man either. We talked about that too. Like we, we're almost in agreement that there's a smaller body inside his body running him. You know what I mean? The alien talk, you know?
Yeah.
I've revisited that picture so many times. It's so great. It's just like, it makes me think whenever they attack somebody that isn't of the norm or isn't of their political or isn't part of their little ring, like they can keep suppressed. A lot of people suppressed. But like you guys love that The Chosen, right?
Uh-huh.
So you know that they created a thing called, and mind you, if you're a listener right now, there's no way we're affiliated with any of the things that we talk about. Shoot, like we're funding this ourselves. But we would take some money from some people. Angel Studios. Do you know who that
Yeah.
is? Have you seen any of that?
I mean, I just know they're a production company, right?
They're a production company, and I believe that one of the founders of the production company is the same guy that produced The Chosen, and I also believe that Mel Gibson got involved in it, and a bunch of other actors. I think Stallone is invested in it and stuff like that too. It's just good, wholesome movies, and some of them are really weird that are on there that you wouldn't expect. Like, oh, this is supposed to be a Christian channel, you know? But it strikes me odd that the people attack companies like that are just creating really good content that is good, wholesome stuff, and try to block it. Like, what was that? I think the Angel Studios was also part of that child trafficking movie. Remember that came out, I think last year?
Right. Yeah.
You know, and like they didn't want to go into major theaters and stuff like that. And it's just like they have so much control, these weirdos, that, and they have the ability to turn common sense people into thinking that it's wrong to talk about Christianity, and it's wrong to be wholesome, and it's wrong for, to have, any other thought than everything should be okay. Everything should be okay.
Everything's fine. Everything, whatever you say goes. It's and well, I mean, you've heard I don't know if you've seen the interviews with Mel Gibson talking about when he was trying to get the Passion of the Christ made and all that stuff. It's like nobody wanted to touch that movie in Hollywood. Nobody wanted to touch it. You're talking about, I mean, the biggest religion in the world, right? You're as a studio and somebody that, a shareholder in a studio or something, that movie's going to make money. A lot of people are going to see this movie worldwide.
I think the best thing that could have ever happened. The best thing that could have ever happened with that movie was the fact that it had so much negative press on it that everybody wanted to see it. I think they really worked that in their favor, because I remember people going, it's too brutal. People were leaving the movie theater and stuff like that. Did you ever see that in movie theaters?
Yeah, I mean, it was. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of some, but I think most Christians would see that movie regardless. You know what I mean? I mean, I think they would. I mean, that's where the movie's pretty much aimed towards. I mean, it's not.
Well, I wasn't Christian at the time. I was a Gnostic at the time, and I was like, well, if it's this crazy, I want to go see it because I don't want to miss it. I mean, I love movies, right? I went there and saw this movie. It sucks that I always bring her name up, but with Amber, that was the age that I was, and she's Jewish, and she actually listens to our show more than I thought, and I remember sitting there like looking at her like, look what you did to my savior. You know what I mean? Just kind of, you know what I mean? Like, you feel, before I'm a Christian, like, look what you did to that guy. I'm always been this funny guy, but I remember going, and I still, like, I cry every now and then, as crazy as that sounds. I cry every now and then thinking about that whenever when someone says, and he died on the cross for you. And the brutal beating that he was given before any of that is in that movie. And it is so brutal. And to do that to any living creature, man, ticket to hell. You know what I mean? Like, you must have been evil. They said that even the people that were beating him at that time couldn't take it anymore. They had to stop because he was just so mangled. Now, whether you believe that he was on the cross and died and then was risen 3 days later, that's fine. You don't have to believe in that. That's the hardest thing for a lot of people to come, get over. Like, no, there's no way it happened, right? Let's talk about the beating that man took. And in that movie, it was so brutal. I've often wanted to watch it again, but don't think I can because it's just so brutal what they did to him.
I would definitely like to see it again, but that part, I know what's gonna, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know if you have to be like emotionally prepared to watch that movie,
Exactly, man. Exactly. Like, it's one of those movies. If you're having a good day and you want to ruin it, watch that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just so crazy that they have so much power, and now they're saying that Epstein wasn't Mossad. Now they're trying to flip it into the Russians. It's Vladimir was part of it, and he was a Russian operative actually because he wasn't technically Jewish. His father told him. It just gets so mind blowing. They're trying to distract everything from the actual thing that they were doing. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, it's just sex trafficking. What do you mean it's just sex trafficking? They're like, I saw an article somewhere that says there's no proof that he was getting paid for this. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no receipt saying, hey, I gave you X amount of money for pizza, and that was actually a child. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Like, who is trying to spin this as he's not a piece of shit?
Right.
You know what I mean? Who's trying to spin this as if he's the victim in this situation? It drives me insane. Insane.
It makes you wonder. It makes me think of that thing again, how to subvert the country.
Yeah.
Oh, because why did he have such pull in all these different areas of the country?
Who?
With all these powerful people.
Epstein?
Yeah.
I think
why was he so involved? How did he even get involved with all these powerful people? He wasn't an intelligent person. I'm sorry to say. I've read things he's written. I've heard things he's said.
Right, but
he's not very
well, the thing is, he was intelligent enough to have the trust of these people.
Yeah, but was it trust or were they were using him?
Either way.
And so,
I mean, I'm not going to do the.
Or was he more intelligent than we thought?
I think he was more intelligent than we all thought.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're going to go to an island and you're going to do all this crazy shit, and you're a person of like super high status, and they know that this could ruin your career, this could ruin your entire life, you better be trusting of the person, and you're not gonna trust that to an idiot, Like,
absolutely not. And then I don't know if you guys have caught any of the videos of him actually talking about certain things. He is actually really intelligent. He might not have written great papers.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's very, very intelligent of knowing
when he's talking
lot.
about I saw a video the other day. He's talking about the banking system, and he's talking about and he knows,
so it's weird.
He knows his shit. I mean, he knows quite a bit.
It's just weird because you see that, and then you see some of the emails that he wrote that are totally different
the emails.
person.
What you're saying, yeah.
That's what's weird. Yeah, that's what's strange.
Well, here's my thing about the emails, like that. What was the name of the website that everything's been put up? Was it Jmail or something like that?
Gmail, yeah.
Gmail.
Somebody
website
organized it.
Yeah, it got organized everything and put it all together. If you're a listener, it's pretty crazy. Jolie said it was hard. It was being very glitchy, but I think everybody was just jumping on that website. I don't think it was put on a server that could handle that kind of amount of searching all at one time.
Yeah.
There is someone that had to read these things to redact them, right?
Right.
Yes.
Who's this person?
Well, it doesn't matter because they probably signed some type of NDA. You can't release anything. I mean, they're bound legally and they can't say anything anyways, but
Yeah, but who gets that kind of status to get there?
Or they use an AI to redact.
No. I'm sure it was somebody. I mean, there's a lot of people that work in intelligence and stuff, and they're just employees, and they handle a lot of top secret stuff, and they have certain clearances, and
it would have to be more than
legally
one person.
bound that they can't say shit. I mean,
it has to be more than one.
I'm gonna lean into this one here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell you who it is.
What's your theory? Okay.
It's Epstein himself.
Oh,
That's what, redacting everything?
Yeah.
No.
He's been
'cause he would
missing
know
for 7 years, dude. He just popped up. He just got the work done, guys. Listen, if you're listening to this, Epstein is alive. He's the one that did all the redaction on all the Epstein files, okay?
No.
I'm
and the
telling
frogs are
you.
gay. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
And and yes, Alex Jones is right. That's my source, guys. Yeah, no, it's just I was thinking about that today whenever they had the interview of them saying, well, this name's redacted, that name's redacted. We understand that some females, but I guess it turned out they redacted all female names that are on anything because they could be victims. And then he made a really good point.
Right.
Well, not all of them are victims. That a lot of people that were involved with Epstein were female, like his pilot. I don't know if you saw that how Maxwell, what was her name? Janine, well, Maxwell, was that her name? Was I
Ghislaine.
correct on that?
Ghislaine.
Elaine
Ghislaine.
Maxwell. Ghislaine.
Ghislaine.
Maxwell.
Ghislaine.
Gillining. That
Yeah.
Maxwell chick. She was the ex-girlfriend, and she got $10 million. And then the current girlfriend got like $100 million in his will. And his pilot got more than Maxwell. Like all these people, and it's a lot of females. So if you redact all the female names out of it, and your whole staff is filled with female people, like they were involved in this too. The pilot, his personal pilot, knew who was coming in and off those planes. That could be, I don't know, a witness.
Yeah. Well, whoever's covering this up is obviously. I mean, it's funny because
Jeffrey
there's
Epstein.
a lot of but there's a lot of stories of where people like they want whistleblowers, right? They want whistleblowers. There's certain acts that protect whistleblowers for and I forget this years ago there was some type of a. Anyway, these programs to help protect whistleblowers are actually dragnets to capture whistleblowers. Like come to us, we'll listen to you, blah blah. But they're actually kind of like sting operations to see who's going to whistleblow. Oh yeah, this I wish I could remember the exact government. It was like some I think it was like a Wall Street thing or something. I forget. I read it years ago, but a lot of these protection programs are actually stings to catch whistleblowers and shut them up.
No way.
Yeah. So, the people that are letting this out are obviously people that are also involved in it and involved in the cover up.
Yeah.
That's why like a lot of like the episodes of Sean Ryan where they're talking about like pedophile rings and all this stuff and the FBI does nothing. Well, maybe because they're freaking in on it and maybe they don't want to catch these people. They're bound and they cannot touch them. And they know this. This happens over and over and over again. And people ask, well, what are they, stupid? No, they're not stupid. They know exactly what they're doing. I mean, like I sent you, did you watch that Mena, Arkansas thing with Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
That documentary. Okay. Now,
yeah.
Look at all that shit that was uncovered about that family, all the sick shit they were into, yet they still got in to that
he became
office.
President.
Okay, that means that you wonder, well, doesn't like the FBI, don't they investigate the people that are going to come into office and run this country? Obviously, they let them slide with all that shit, So
that's been the biggest thing about like when people like, I'm not tuning the horn for Trump, but when he's like, we need to abolish the FBI. Well, yeah. I mean, if they're part of the corruption, get rid of them. But then you're going to replace it with what? A new type of corrupt? I just heard something today. I love the PBD podcast. You guys, I think one of you guys sent me something, right? Valuetainment, right? I love listening to them. Even when they're talking about nonsense. But today he released, Patrick David released a new podcast with the Ritz-Carlton guy, right?
Yep.
And so he's talking about how his father was a Nazi, but he was drafted into becoming a Nazi, and then he went away to war, and he didn't return for like, I think it was 5 or 6 years, maybe it was 7 years. And when he returned, he knew that it was his father because he was the only soldier. He was the only man standing in this group in his village that had a tattered uniform, so he knew it was him. So I guess whenever whatever happened to Hitler, whether he killed himself, disappeared, whatever, whenever the war ended because Hitler died, his mother said thank God in a grocery store, and they arrested her. She was able to get out because the Nazi military was still a part of running the government. But a couple days later, the government started falling apart because they had no leadership now, right? So all the Nazis are running. And all the countries surrounding us said, we will not let any Nazis run the German government because, we're afraid they're going to go back to being this Nazi power. General Patton spoke up and said, you cannot do that you'll never be able to get this country back on its feet because these only people that know how to run this country are the people that are in power. You have to trust that they're not going to do that. And that because everything was out of control, like it was just, there was no one there to run the country.
Yeah, it was a power
the people,
vacuum,
the jobs that were being done are being done by the people that were hired by the leader of that country, which was Hitler, and it got me thinking, like, yeah, what if you did get rid of the FBI? Like, there would just be who would run intelligence then? You would have to hire the same people that were within the whole organization again. You can't just eliminate the CIA.
Yeah,
you can't just
you would just restructure it.
It's always going to be corrupt. Yeah,
or you would appoint people that are loyal to you. I mean,
that's what he did.
It's just
that's what Trump did. But it's there's still like even Kash Patel is saying that they let a lot of people go. They put a lot of people in the field. He was still getting pushed back by the people that had been there longer than him. You're an outsider.
But even still, like we're still getting these redacted, documents with Trump in office, and it doesn't.
Right. So part of what those guys said about that interview yesterday was that they are having a hard time because they don't know when these certain documents were redacted. If they were redacted before they were given to the people that had it prior to that, like that's the new question is like, when did the redaction start?
It's just so ridiculous. It's so,
you know what I mean? And it's so just ridiculous. Like, and they're saying what was the law that what we passed was that everything be redacted. And we understand that the women that were victims, we understand that. And you have to clarify whether somebody's a victim or not. But the men that are involved in it, why did you redact those names? And evidently, it's 6 that they found within the first 2 hours out of millions. You know what I mean? So going back to what you were saying in the music industry, it's bad. And it's not just little boys, it's little girls. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like,
it's, yeah.
I don't know if you saw some of the video. Go ahead. I don't know if you saw some of the videos of the children that were talking about it, like being, essayed and stuff like that. And the cops are like, well, what didn't you like about the party? What didn't you like? Like, they just kept asking what you didn't like about the party. And the kid's like, I didn't like being touched here. I didn't like this, that, like disgusting things. And then the officer was like, yeah, but what didn't you like it? Like almost like, how can we make it better? You know what I mean? And I'm just like, is this guy that's interviewing this kid involved too?
I mean, dude, it's sick. I'm sorry, finish. Something just popped into my head. Have you seen that one video of the Dalai Lama?
Oh.
Hold on. Don't say anything.
All over.
You haven't seen the video. Okay, this came out
pull it up.
a couple years ago, like 3 years ago. No, hold on. Let me explain to you first before we pull it up.
Pull it up while you're explaining it to me.
Yeah.
Okay. He's like on this panel, right? And we're talking about the Dalai Lama, okay? And why people aren't talking about this more? Why isn't this in the mainstream news? Like, what the hell, right? He's talking to this little boy, and number one, he has the boy kiss him on the lips in front of everyone, okay?
Oh,
and then he stares at the boy, and then he sticks out his tongue. He's like, "Suck my tongue."
Yeah.
He has the little boy suck his tongue.
Yes.
What
I
so
saw
you've seen
this.
this?
We don't have to.
Okay.
We don't have to play this because it's gross
No.
as f.
It is
Right.
gross.
But-
What the hell? What and people are like laughing and clapping.
There's no other way to take.
Are you kidding me?
There's no other way to take that.
This
It's
is what
not
I'm talking about.
misinterpreted.
This is everywhere, dude. It's disgusting. What the hell? What is going on, dude? What is it? What is it about children? What is it? Is it their spirit? Is it their life force? Are these people like vampires? Is it like what is it? It's sick.
Well, it's crazy.
And nobody's talking about this.
What's crazy to me is that there's a guy out there that's saying that P. Diddy, he used to drain his blood and give it to P. Diddy so that way he could keep his youth, right? Which sounds insane. It sounds like a vampire, right?
Mm-hmm.
They suck the blood, that way they keep their youth for a long time.
Or some type of sick ritual or something.
Yeah.
Or something.
Okay, wait.
You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little further. Do you have you ever seen anything about this guy? It's like the most measured man. He's like this millionaire that wants to cheat death. So he's been doing all these self-studies.
Yeah, I think I've heard about this guy. He's like
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So he took his son's blood and put it in his father
Right.
Yes.
and
Right.
healed his father.
Yeah.
Then he did it to
supposedly.
himself.
Right.
Then he did it to himself and he's measured himself and it showed that he got younger. And now there's even more studies out there that say if you take younger blood and put it in you, you would get revitalized, right? The whole vampire thing might have been true. I don't know about sucking the blood, but you know what I mean? Maybe you suck the blood out of him, put it in you. I don't know. But there's all this talk of that's what was going on with these children too.
Mm-hmm. Well, did you?
You know what I mean?
I sent you that video yesterday of that one dude talking to these women. It was an Alex Jones thing. And this guy was talking to the women, and he was talking about their placentas and the umbilical cord.
Oh yeah.
And then the blood, you know, and the younger the blood, he prefers 15 to 16-year-olds. 15, you know.
He said it like very matter of fact.
Very
this
matter
has
of
been
fact.
discussed many times.
And I
like
think,
everyone knows about it.
Was this at an Epstein thing? I think it was I think
it might have
taken
been
from an Epstein thing.
Yeah.
And people, you can go on and watch this, and this guy's just talking so blatantly. And yet people will say, well, he's talking about stem cell research and all. No, the way he's talking about this shit is disgusting. You know, like it's not freaking right. And then you wonder why we have all these abortion clinics everywhere, you know, and it's like, what the fuck, dude? You know? Like, it's so creepy. So creepy.
Yeah.
Man.
And then it's creepy. And it's crazy that this would have been just sci-fi to us 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
This is all sci-fi, but now it's become conspiracy theory. And now like all the stuff is coming out. And it's just crazy. Were they really draining these children? You know what I mean? Is that why so many children go missing every year?
Good question. I don't know.
You know?
It's really weird, you know?
Yep.
And I say this all the time. The truth is stranger than fiction, and people will always. I'm sure what's happening in this world, deep down in the dungeons of billionaires' houses, and I mean, Eyes Wide Shut, I think had it pretty straight up. You know, like I think they actually do this shit, and they're into this weird fucking shit. You know, and that's you know, when you're in a certain circle, that's what it is. You know.
Yeah, I mean. You are your company.
There's a video there was a video a long time ago that was released of these little kids talking. They were being interviewed, and they were talking about now if it's bullshit, these little kids are the best actors and they should win freaking Oscars. Okay, but this is like shitty cam handheld video that I think it was shot sometime in the early 2000s or the 90s or whatever. Right, these kids are being interviewed, and I don't remember where. I'm sure we could find the video. I'll send it to you, but. I don't know exactly who they're talking about, but they're talking about they're in this like a ritualistic cult, okay? And they were talking about cannibalism and how they were made to chop babies up and eat them and this and that, and they're describing it like so like I mean we're talking about like 7-8-year-old kids, you know, like knowing shit that they shouldn't be knowing, right? And that's what they're talking about. They're so like articulate about it, and you know,
right, and it sounds genuine as they're talking. Like
so
it's not
dude,
like
It sounds so genuine.
like a scripted fucking,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it totally not scripted. It just sounds like they're pressed and they're asked questions and they're just kind of just letting it all go. Like not even like thinking about it. You know what I mean? It wasn't like remembering what should I say. No, this is like they're actually describing an experience. You know?
Yeah.
Like what the heck, man? I'll find the video and I'll send it. It's really
I just want to clarify something about what we were just talking about before that, about the guy talking about the fetuses and stuff. Yeah, that was Peter Nygaard. So he wasn't linked to Jeffrey Epstein, but he had a similar island and trafficking and all this stuff going on. He was actually arrested and convicted. And he was Canadian. Yeah, and the link between the two, though, is none other than Prince Andrew.
Yeah, the royal family.
He's going to
Prince
a different
Andrew.
source.
Yep, Prince Andrew went to his island also.
You can't just depend on one drug dealer while you're getting your drugs. It's best to have 2 or 3 drug dealers, you know?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's alleged. Yeah.
Alleged here. This is for entertainment.
The royal family's creepy, dude.
Only.
There's a lot of skeletons in those closets, man.
Bro, how long did the queen live? Like 300 years? I feel like that lady. Come on. I mean,
those people that talk about like rich, those people have more money. It's ridiculous.
They are money.
And exactly. And obviously, they've taken a step back in the world, but I guarantee you secretly they're part of definitely there's a hidden hand there that, I mean, they have their hands in freaking everything, dude. That's
why I think it's funny when liberals or the zombie woke people that just follow whatever the other zombie woke person says, when they're like, and Americans came and colonized, and I'm just like, no, that was the British. They colonized literally everything, everywhere. The British, the Brits were in control of everything at one time. They're like, no, America came and colonized. Like, no, I mean, they had an English accent. It's close to America as it is.
It was the white man, man. It was the white man.
Oh, it was the white man. Got you.
There were it's just we're the only people that had slaves, which is complete and utter bullshit. Everyone's been enslaved in the world at some point. Every culture's been sold back and forth from, everywhere. Everything's been conquered. Everything's been stolen. Everything. Okay.
Everything.
Native Americans used to steal land from other Native Americans. They used to war. They used to do all that shit. Every culture has done that in the world. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, stop with that shit already. Stop it.
Humans are the worst. Yes.
It's what it is. It's in the nature of the human brain to conquer. You know what I mean? It's survival of the fittest. It is this Darwinian frame of mind, right? This is what happens when you don't believe in anything.
Preach.
This is what happens when you don't believe in anything outside of yourself. You live in fear, so you got to take and take and take and take to survive. It's exactly what happens. So, you want the world to change? You better start looking somewhere else and not looking at yourself, not looking at your reptilian brain to figure shit out.
I always find it humorous and I'm a victim of it too, or I'm a person that says it too. Like, I'm done with this place. You know what I mean? But where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? It's not civil anywhere. It's not. There's no super civilization somewhere where it's all utopia and everything else. This is what we got.
It's not about going. Yeah, it's not about going somewhere else physically. It's about going somewhere else spiritually. That's what it is.
Hey, man.
That's the part we have to go to. We have to go someplace else outside of ourselves, look to a greater good, an objective truth. Okay, and then we can start making some progress in this world.
Yeah, because everything else is noise.
Until that comes, everything is noise. And especially if you confuse everything with your truth is your truth and this postmodern kind of like ideology that, no, there's okay, fine. Let's say everyone has their own truth, okay? Your truth is you want everybody to share and everyone to give shit to everybody else. Well, my truth isn't that. So why don't you respect no. But if you don't believe what I believe, you're a fascist, you're a racist, you're a Nazi.
Yeah.
Which
is the definition of being a Nazi and a fascist.
It's the idea. It's a party of hypocrisy, is what it is.
Yeah.
They want everyone to live in this communal way, but yet they believe in nothing outside of themselves. They believe in no higher power. Hypocrisy, and it drives me nuts.
My dad used to tell me Volkswagen was the I forget what he said. Volkswagen was designed for the common man, right? It's like the people's vehicle is what it was meant to be. And this is one of Hitler's designs. So if you're driving a Volkswagen, you're a Nazi.
Or a Mercedes. Yeah.
Or a Mercedes, you're a Nazi.
Volkswagen.
But Volkswagen.
Volkswagen.
But it's the family's wagon, right? So it was supposed to be the most common, like everybody was supposed to be equal. And then, like, I guess I'm not even going to go there. But if you think of that, like you're telling me that it has to be your way. This is the best way. You know what I mean? And like everyone is equal, and we need communism, so because everyone's common. And then like, yeah, but that's what Hitler started with. The one that you're calling everyone a Nazi because of Hitler. Hitler started that. It's like this. It's almost like plants need electrolytes. Idiocracy.
Yeah.
The best part of it. Yeah, we don't know why the plants aren't growing. We give them electrolytes. What was the drink? Was it electrolytes or was it like Powerade or something like that?
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
It's dude, you have to watch it once a year just to remind yourself that it's all just a crazy show. It's a crazy movie that we're all living through, and some of us are living through it like, you know, and some of us are like, yeah, you know. So
yeah, the drink was called Brondo, the Thirst Mutilator.
The Thirst Mutilator. Yeah. That's the company we need to build, guys.
Vaporize.
Yeah.
Vaporize.
Vaporize. Remember that?
What was that? That was from Envy, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Vaporize. But where does it go? I don't know. Where does it go?
But don't they show where it ends up going?
Yeah, it just comes back. It's never gone.
I think at the end of the movie, it just like all starts to, and there's shit everywhere. I mean, there's poop everywhere, you know? It was such a good movie. And Ben Stiller's getting so mad at the idiot that lives next door to him. And he builds that beautiful mansion next door. And I'm like, this is the greatest movie ever, you know?
Yeah.
That was a good movie review.
Yeah. Gotta watch that again.
Oh God, I love that movie. I think I had it on VHS and DVD. Nice. I think I had both. That brings me back. What we were talking about, I made some comments on my Instagram about the Bad Bunny thing.
Okay.
And I don't know exactly what my first post was, but I'm like, I put it out there for people to realize that you're being fed into this left, right, red, blue world that you cannot escape now. And people were falling into it. And, you know, everyone is like, you know, they don't want him to, everyone's complaining about these MAGA people are complaining about it because he's Spanish, which I think we've had other Spanish performers before. I might be wrong. I forget the name of the gentleman. You know, they made it super political out of nowhere, right? Like this guy's, you know, a trans, blah, blah, blah. He's, you know, LGBTQ, whatever supporter. How can he be on football? And it's like, who made this a thing? I don't really care. I don't even know who the guy is, right? It's not like it was Eminem or somebody, you know what I mean? Somebody that really changed the whole scope of music or anything like this. This guy, Bad Bunny. Oh, cool name. He's been on SNL a few times. Awesome. But I was like, you know, like you guys, I don't watch football. I don't, you know, like I think you guys are just, I think everyone just needs to find new hobbies instead of picking a side, is all I wrote. So then later on in the evening, I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to this because some things popped up on TikTok. They were talking about how the lyrics that he sang were just nothing to do with politics. Did you guys see any of this?
No, I didn't.
No,
I didn't really
I mean,
pay
obviously,
attention too
I've
much.
heard all about. I've heard
I
Right.
heard the
So here's the
controversy.
thing.
all
I
the
mean,
controversy
yeah.
and all the
The
bullshit.
controversy is ridiculous, right? I'm going to break all this down. In my opinion, this is just my
Mhm.
opinion. This is how I feel. This is not how Jolie or Geronimo or any, this is just how I feel about this whole scenario. I listened to the song, and it was literally it was like Nacho Libre wrote a song about hooking up with girls when you're looking at the guy and you think he's lying anyway. You know what I mean? Like we all grew up with that guy who's like, yeah, I lost my virginity over the summer with this girl that you'll never meet from a different state, And the song is
George Glass?
basically about
George Glass.
yeah. And it's basically the song's just about him having girls
Isn't
and cuddling with girls and hooking up with girls all over the world. Girls, girls, girls. Nothing to do with football. Nothing to do with politics. But I guess at the end of it, he said something about us all being Americans. But he broke it down. He broke, uh, all the Americas, right? South America, which he was really talking about. But then he also brings up Canada.
Right.
And what he was saying is, we are the Americas, which is kind of funny because that's the Don Rowe doctrine that's going on now is like, let's make it all Americas. Like we need to just worry about the Americas. So I found that very humorous because the ones that the so-called far right are worried about was this Bad Bunny guy talking crap and it should all be about America. And he's like, no, it's all about the Americas. South America needs to be included on this too. So I didn't think that was that bad. You know what I mean? I don't think the song was appropriate for a family entertainment because that's literally all football is family entertainment. Well, we'll say family entertainment. I think it's just terrible. I don't even understand why we have this sport other than it was something that we needed in the era of World War II when everyone was coming back and the world was divided.
It's the Roman gladiatorial games, dude. That's
right.
all it.
It was the entertainment to bring the United States people back together. That's all it was, right? So I go look at Turning Point USA. I'm like, well, if I watch that, let me go watch this other one. And all you hear about is Kid Rock. Well, there's a bunch of other performers that were in there. It was, I guess, country is all it was. I was like, first off, I don't like Kid Rock. I've never liked Kid Rock. I think his music is trash. You know what I mean? Not that he's not saying that he isn't trash. You know what I mean? He is. His music's trash. I don't know if he's a trash person, but I just didn't like it. And then he's lip singing on top of that, which I thought was funny.
He's Americana. He's America.
Yeah. It was just this old man dancing around on the stage, trying to be the younger man that he once was, And then I guess he made a big speech at the end of it, which I didn't even watch. It's like watching your dad go like skate, like on a skateboard. You're like, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to get hurt, Dad. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that.
Bring a hip.
You don't have to prove that you're still young, Dad. Like, just get off the skateboard. It's going to go bad. That's what that looked like. And I guess there's a bunch of other country singers on there that I never heard before. I guess they were talented. You know what I mean? Some of them were really good performers. But when it's just so funny
how. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Finish your point.
Go ahead. I'll keep my thought. Go ahead.
No. It's just funny how the separation is so vast, between these two ideologies, and it's so blatant. Like
any reason,
this. Go ahead.
Any reason to create divide. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Any
That's
reason.
exactly what it is. Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. And everyone, the psyop, and everyone is feeding into it. And then the brag was, we got more viewers.
Yeah.
We killed it on the internet of live viewers. And I'm just like, hello, man. I think maybe I'm just an old man now. It's official, but it means nothing. It all means nothing. I'm going back to something you started touching on. So part of my posts were the fact that we shouldn't even care about this stuff. This is all so temporary. I'm just going to warn you, okay? The devil wants to distract you from the thing that you should be getting closest to, and that's your creator. It's the great divine. That's what it is. And it's like, neither side is good or bad. I believe both sides are terrible at this point because you're distracting yourself from what you need to get closer to. This isn't me being a preacher or anything like that. But what I'm saying is our purpose here should be to love each other, to understand each other, to respect each other, but most of all, get closest to our divine, our creator. That's it. And any other distraction other than that has to be the devil's work. It has to be. What else would want you to distract you from finding peace, love, happiness, true heaven, an afterlife? You guys listen to near-death experiences. You watch tons of videos as well. And it's just like, none of it matters. All these people that have all these interviews that we watch, there's hundreds of them. They are either agnostic or atheists. They're people that have never even thought about religion. There are people that are Hindu, that were Muslim and everything else. And when it all comes down to it, is that end moment. Why wouldn't you want to be closer to what the Creator had in store for you? It is the devil. It is something evil that wants to keep you separated from that. And everyone's being fed into it. A left, a right, a wrong. It's just, Turning Point USA, or, oh, now you're a white guy and you're a racist, like, oh, you're transphobic, you're an illegal immigrant, it's just like, there's none of it freaking matters, man. It's a great distraction.
It's all a bunch of negative energy too. It's all negative.
Anything that drives you to one extreme or another, I think is bad. And I mean, just look,
extremists are bad. Let's just be honest. Like, I think everyone should be able to say, yeah, extremists are bad, but you have to be able to identify what an extremist is.
Yeah. And the people that are running this are neither Republican or Democrat. They don't care. You know what I mean? They don't care about that stuff. It's not even about money for them. They make the money. They print the money. It's not even about, that's the scary part. It's something more than that. That's something more than that. They want your spirit. They want your soul. They want your
Erica
soul.
Kirk only talks about money every time she talks about Turning Point USA.
It's easy to bribe. Yeah, I'm talking about the people that are running the show. I'm not talking about
the big show. The big show. Yeah.
The people that are running the big show, the wizard behind the curtain, okay? They control it all. They print the money. They control the economics. What is it that they want from you? They want your attention. They want your soul. Whether you believe you have one or not, they're going to get it. And
what does that sound like?
The best way to get that from you is to make you believe you don't have one.
Exactly.
To not have a soul. And that's the majority of the people.
Who would want that most of all that we've been taught?
Exactly. But there is no such thing. Adam, there is no such thing. There is no such thing because we live in the age of reason. Don't you get it? We live in the age of reason. Now be reasonable. Okay? We're in the age of reason.
I mean,
there's no such thing. We're an accident. We crawled out of goo and we're just an accident. An accident. Complete accident. It doesn't matter what we do. It doesn't matter. More hypocrisy. It doesn't matter. Everything's an accident. I'm not even conscious. I'm just a nervous system walking around. I don't really love anything. I don't care about anything. And if I do, it's just my chemical processes inside my body that want me to continue the line, continue the bloodline. There's no such thing as love. So if you're an atheist and you talk shit about all this shit, you got kids, let me tell you, you don't love your kids. You don't love them. It's just a chemical inside you that wants to perpetuate your seed. That's all it is.
I always found it funny when my friends were atheists that had children, because there's nothing a greater miracle than life itself. To think that this little thing that comes out of our little tallywhackers enters this love pool, finds this egg, and just one of these little swimmers makes it into this egg at the perfect time to create what we are. That's a miracle in itself. It's a miracle. Was it like 1 in 4 trillion chances that you'll ever be born from that situation?
Oh, great. Give birth to another human that doesn't care about the environment. That's just another racist. That's just, another take up space
should
on the
stop that.
planet.
We should stop that.
That needs to end. That needs to end. Let's just, you're a waste of space. That is not a miracle. That is a curse.
You sound like AI right now, my friend. You sound like AI. It's coming.
I'm telling
Have
you
been
that.
programming AI?
I want an atheist to explain to me love. I want them to explain to me love.
Well,
and
here's the thing
how can they explain it to me in a way that is not magic, right? I want them to
believe in magic, though.
Explain to me. No, but what I'm saying is that I want them to explain it to me in a way that what they feel for their child is great and not just a chemical. Right? That's what I want to know.
Well, that was the point that I was getting to, is the people that I've known that were atheists or not yet, or atheists, when they have children, their minds change because their chemical, whatever you want to call it, they have this way of just falling in love with the thing that's in front of them because it's a part of them, right? And eventually they come around and they're like, they move into being a Gnostic, and then if you're lucky, maybe they'll get a little spiritual, you know what I mean? Like, well, I believe in the universe. It's the fact that you really don't know, and you're trying to convince everybody that there's nothing because you're trying to convince yourself. When I look in the mirror every morning, I say, man, you're so good looking. I'm trying to convince myself, I don't really do that, but I do compliment my hair before I leave, I'm like, damn, your hair looks good today, bud. And there's no convincing there. It's true. My hair looks good. But it's truly like that. I think it's just trying to convince themselves because they're afraid to say that they don't know. And they just want to be the smartest guy in the room when really...
Well, misery loves company, It's like
I met her once. She's a bitch.
Yeah.
I went on that tangent about the whole... It wasn't a tangent. It was just this... It's funny because it's... When you what's that saying? A bird's eye view. When you take a bird's eye view of all this stuff, 1,000-foot view or whatever, it's right in front of your face, man. Like, why would anyone want you to be distracted from being together other than the same thing that we're told the devil wants, that to keep you here, to keep you away from heaven, to keep you away from the creator, that, it's in like every movie when the devil steps in, like, I'll give you everything you want. Just come with me, When they asked Epstein, I guess Bannon asked him, do you think you're the devil? And he kind of just laughed, Like, do I think Epstein was the devil? Nope. I don't think he was the devil.
No.
I think he...
Nobody...
I think he... something evil was inside of him to be so disconnected from these souls, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not that he was possessed, but there was definitely something that he just didn't give a fuck about, you know what I mean? Like, there was something evil that was inside him, but he's not the devil.
Yeah. No.
Who knows? Maybe AI gets so smart it tells us exactly what the devil is. Or maybe AI is the devil. Who knows?
Maybe it is the devil. Maybe it is the body. Maybe it is the body that it incarnates, the ultimate it'll bring all the wonders of the world to the palm of your hand. It'll solve everything. It'll solve disease. It is the new God. I mean, it is
Elon
forever.
said that we won't need money anymore, and that the robots will be able to take care of everything. And there'll be no more famine. It's going to be perfect.
It's all connected to the network. It is all connected to one overarching global mind,
Yes.
Yep.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to become a robot. Did you see that? Did I send you guys the thing about the robot and it was trying to walk through some construction stuff and look just like Biden?
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
that was pretty good.
I've seen that. That's hilarious.
Yeah. And what was the other thing? I just saw something. I think it's supposedly in the Epstein files that Joe Biden allegedly died in 2019, and it's a body double. And this is in some of the emails.
man.
I'm just like, at some
What?
point, I think someone that, going back to my original thing that I was talking about, who got to redact all this? And did they get to enter whatever they wanted in these things too? You know what I mean? Like, let's do some editing here real quick. Because the way we're looking at it, most of it, you would think it's like back in the day, like typewriter, like it was written and nothing could be changed. Nothing could be edited. You know what I mean? Like, it's just fascinating to me that people are feeding into it. You know what I mean? That some of these guys are good. Some of these guys are bad. Now
Well, they play.
Trump's,
No, I'm just people feed into this. People feed into all this shit because that is the part of the brain that's been studied the longest. How do we get people to buy things? How do we get people to, they know exactly what nerves to hit, what synapses to fire in your brain to get these certain parts to light up, and we know how to attack those parts, especially when they think that's all they are.
Yeah.
It's just, they've been studying human emotion and human brain forever, so they know exactly what's going to take you where, what heartstrings to pull and all that stuff, but
it's a great show, my friend.
I mean,
Just
Chase
like this
Hughes,
show.
that's what he was talking. That's what he was saying. They've been studying Edward Bernays. All these people have been studying this shit forever. They know exactly what to push, what buttons to push, and you know what? People just hook, line, and sinker. That's all they do.
My dad used to
same shit.
My dad used to say, the government's 50 years ahead of us. They're going to feed us what we get whenever they decide they want to feed it to us. My father was a big 1984 guy, like huge. So I don't know if that's what sparked my interest in. You're so cute. That sparked my interest in conspiracies. Or the fact that my dad did a lot of drugs and just didn't trust anybody. I don't know. But he was really big into that kind of stuff. So I love having these conversations. And I think sometimes when people are arguing, I kind of troll them on Instagram or mostly Instagram. But it's to see the reaction of the person, like who's going to comment back. I had someone. Did you see, I don't know if you saw the thing where it's like the Epstein files came out and all conspiracies are now true except for the one, flat earth. And it's a guy who's like, he's like crying behind the wheel. Did you see that one? I'll just share it to you. It's so freaking funny. It might still be on my stories right now. It's so funny. When I find it again, I'll share it to you. And someone out of the few thousand people that follow me, wrote, well, that's not true because flat earth is real. And I was like, oh my God. Like, the whole point of it is it's humorous. And this person, and then wanted to school me about flat earth. So she'll be on next week. Just kidding.
Awesome.
Nice.
Oh my God. It was just so bad. And then said the firmament and all this and that in the Bible 200 times the firmament. And I'm like, just like, you know what? I think the firmament's real. Do you believe in the firmament?
How it says that there's the water above and the water below.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like that type of stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, technically the atmosphere is, it's water. I mean,
that sounds like logic, right?
Yeah. I mean,
right. But let's say the creator is there is water, but so far away we can't even see it. It's not just above the earth. You know what I mean? Like, it's the heavens, the firmament above. And I'm just like, I don't think we can wrap our minds around what the firmament really is meant in this Bible. I just really don't think it is. Of course not. Like you have the God talking to these people and they had to translate it. It'd be like an alien showing up, like trying to talk to us, and we'd have to figure out what the hell, and they would have to dumb it down, and we'd have to. I mean, people do it to this day from different languages. You know what I mean?
I mean,
like someone comes from a different country, and we talk slower to them, like it's fucking the Lone Ranger. Like, how this is bad. Like, you talk slower because you're going to understand. No, Just trying to communicate
Yeah,
as
I
best
like
as
when people
possible.
say that, the Bible isn't a science book. It's not a science book. It's
Yeah.
a book for your soul.
Yeah.
It's how to
It's
get
also a
to
history
somewhere
book.
else. It's not a science. Yeah, but it's not a science book.
No.
It's
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
look
yeah.
at the Bible for science. Okay, it
Exactly.
doesn't talk about
Exactly.
science in the Bible.
Yeah. Well, you have to trust science, not religion. Drama, you have to trust the science. Oh, that's
Exactly.
what I want. I have a conspiracy theory. You ready? I love you
I'm ready.
guys, by the way. So don't. This isn't me
Uh-oh.
trying you guys or anything like this.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I love you, and I'm worried about. I'm
What
extra
is
worried
this gonna
about you
be?
right now.
Uh-huh.
So I was watching some stuff about 5G. And there is, and I wish I would have grabbed it. I'm so bad about this. I say this every episode. But this person's going on and on about 5G and how eventually, and this is way before 5G even came out, how eventually a mysterious illness is going to come that's incurable and we don't know where it came from. Right? Have you heard any of this actually happening right now? There's a couple people catching this mysterious virus again, like it was the COVID.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So this gentleman says what's going to happen is they're going to start turning up the hertz on 5G until they wipe out enough people with certain DNA strands, because it'll wipe them out and just kill them, and there'll be this mysterious thing, right? It's a mysterious illness that kills everybody. And then I thought,
Great.
well, this strand of DNA might not be in everybody unless you inject them all with a shot, and then it activates that one, what is it, mRNA that just starts to destroy your body inside. And that's my conspiracy theory, that 5G along with the COVID shots, they will mix them together, and everyone that's gotten it, they're going to be able to tune you guys right out. Sorry guys, I love you, but that's my conspiracy theory.
Well, you never know.
You never know. Me and Alex Jones. I mean, I might be the next Alex Jones. Yeah. Did you see
Maybe
you saw the one? Did you send me the one where he's really young, or did I send it to you guys?
What, Alex Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you sent it to us.
What was he talking about?
He wasn't a bad looking guy before, like all the stress,
I mean, he should be doing this shit forever, dude. We're talking like mid 90s.
Right.
He was like on there.
Yeah.
Doing shit.
But the video I sent, he's got to be in his 20s. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
yeah,
man, he's the poster child for cortisol. He really is. Cortisol will kill you, man. Will F you up, man. Yeah, so that's my conspiracy theory. I'm going to dive deeper into it. But it just came to me the other day. And I was just like, man, what if a little bit of this and a little business and put this together? And like, that's how they're going to take you guys out.
Well, maybe. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time there's been some devious conspiracy to kill a bunch of people. I mean, how many times have we seen this?
And I'm saying this
Operation
allegedly.
Northwoods, all these, all this stuff, Vietnam, 9/11. They don't care about killing people, Do you ever look into the Georgia Guidestones? You ever heard of them?
Georgia Guidestones. Is that the ones where it's like talks about how the world ends and it's in multiple languages?
Well, it doesn't talk about the world ending. So basically, it is in a bunch of different languages. There's Sanskrit. There's like a whole bunch of different languages. It's also set up as a sundial. Okay.
Right.
So the guy that commissioned it, it's just been this big giant conspiracy. This this whole thing. Nobody really knows who the guy. The guy was sent by somebody to get this thing made. Right. So they're like, hey, go get this thing made. I mean, he didn't end up using his real name. His name was R.C. Christian, okay? Which a lot of people think about Rosicrucian. So, but on the Georgia Guidestones, it says maintain humanity at 500,000. Okay? And to live in peace and, basically to live in harmony with nature, the world be unified under one global language, blah, 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 blah. A whole bunch of like commandments, right?
Right.
And to me, reading that, it's like, well, you maintain something. At what point do you maintain something? Do you maintain it They say maintain at 500,000. Are they talking about like wiping everybody out and then starting from scratch and then maintaining at 500,000? It's a weird thing. It's a
That
weird.
is a weird thing. Didn't somebody?
Anyway, somebody went and they blew it up. So.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody go and blow the thing up?
They don't like what it says.
Yeah.
They just blew it up.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Rosetta Stone of like the modern time, but it was very dark.
Well, yeah, it's our. They called it our Stonehenge. It was our.
Right.
It's just weird. So yeah, no, I've heard. There's been depopulation stories and conspiracies.
Oh yeah, and my dad said that's what Vietnam War was about, just population control. Just keep sending people over there to die.
Control.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the food that people eat now. People eat garbage, and it's the FDA approves all the garbage.
Yeah. I forget where I saw, but it was something to the effect of it's harder to. It used to be able to control the population with fear, and now it's easier to control them with food. And it's just like that Alex Jones, like they're poisoning us through the food. I don't know, man.
I mean, there's shit in food that shouldn't be in food. Like, why is there sugar in like rice? Like, what? Like, it's ridiculous that like they add shit that shouldn't be in there. Like, why is that there? Why is this peanut oil in this shit? Like, it's in everything. It's in everything. It's like the worst thing for you, but it's in everything. Yeah, arsenic. Yeah. I mean, tons of shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, why in other countries is this shit outlawed, but not in the United States?
Yeah.
And now it's okay. You can be obese. It's okay. It's just who you are now. It's just who you are. No, it's not normal. Yeah. It's an abnormality. It's not, it's just fucked up, man. It's just shit just slides, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all I got. I mean, there's tons of other things we could talk about, but we also have other shows to do.
Yeah.
So
totally.
So anyway, let's end this. We can keep talking after this. For all of you that have tuned in for this new episode of Anchors and Eagles, we really appreciate you. If you could like, share, subscribe, that'd be really awesome. It helps with our algorithm. And that's a word that I hate to even say. But most of all, please tune in for the next one. I'm Adam Facenda.
I'm Geronimo Gomez.
And I'm Jolie.
Oh, wow. We got it all done in one shot. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening. We love you all. Please be safe. And remember, this is just for entertainment purposes only.